Morning, YouTube. I'm busy playing in the garage. Haven't done a video in a while. Sun's trying to come out. It was a balmy 24 degrees Fahrenheit when I came out here, which is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 degrees below freezing. Like C. Yes, the lovely stove is running. I'm busy playing in here, getting stuff done. Get all my magnetrons done. Working on these buckets, emptying them out. I got 3 of them done so far. Here's the next victim. It's got microwave stuff in there. I did all my transformers this morning. There's a bucket of them. There's more of them. 2 of them were aluminum, the rest were copper, which was pretty good. They're in there somewhere if you want to see them. See, there they are. Everybody knows what transformers look like. Look at that, eh? Isn't that nice and pretty stuff? So I've been doing the little blower motors on the microwaves. They come apart pretty easy. Some of them are screwed together. Some of them are riveted. See, that one's screwed. That one is screwed. Rivet. They come apart easy. I don't know if I've ever done that on camera. Everybody was wondering what my wall of stickers looks like. What do you think? There it is. Ooh, getting there. We got Johnny, Miss Southern Belle, Miss Canadian Scrapper, Redneck Stacker, Captain Jerk, E-Waste Mike, Cruiser Mac, Snobby Scrap Picker, Dusty Blonde, Braveheart Scrapper, Ally Mac Mechanical. We're getting there. Oh, can't forget little K&D. Yeah, they weren't the world's biggest stickers, but next batch I make, I'll make them a little bit bigger. Yeah, hey, first time. At least I had some. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I don't know if you want to watch for a little bit while I take these apart. I'll show you how far down you rip them down. That's the temperature in my garage. I've been out here since 8 o'clock this morning. It is what, 9:30 now. I've been getting a lot done. Oh, isn't that a fancy Dodge? Holy. Pretty fancy. We'll put you in the tripod and see how it sits. Sun's shining. It was a super frosty day, so I always say the sun shines the best on a frosty day. Come on. I don't need the bench vise much. Oh, look at that. You fell down and went boom. I gotta get rid of these handles. That's what I need to do. I get these things in the way here. As soon as I get rid of them, I'll need them for something, you know. It's just so short. And there, in case you're wondering what handles I'm talking about, it's these these guys right here. Aluminum shovels I've taken apart. The handles are good. Apartment scrapper was gonna told him he got a shovel free with the handle was broken, like the support handle. I told him to take it off one of his little weed whackers. So we're just playing around in here. The first one I took apart. Generally all the ones that are screwed on, I'll take them apart right away. The riveted ones, you get an old chisel you find scrapping. Stick it in your vise if you have one, and you just hit it right where the rivet is. It's generally like that. They come off pretty easy. Pull a little motor out. Now sometimes to get these out takes a little extra. If you got a small punch, you can punch it through. But they are aluminum, extruded aluminum. Another one that's riveted. I beat up the side that the rivet is the smallest. See, this one don't want to come through all the way. We're going to convince it with a tiny punch. It's usually a little burr on it, right? From the rivet that we just cut. Yeah, so it comes right out. Hang on to those. If they're riveted, it's generally extruded aluminum rivets. So now we have this to get off. Sometimes after you've been playing with it, they will come apart on their own. You take a screwdriver. I got an old one. You can see where it's beveled right there. They pop right out. They're just pressed in, I think. Then you take that part out. Comes out one way or the other. Just pull it out. I'll show you. They're just pressed together. See? With the motor. The motor's wrapped and then it's pushed in there. That's my guess. I'm not saying that's the way it works, but that's how they come apart. So you can get the copper out real easy. Don't forget this copper. There's 2 chunks there and 2 chunks there. It's soldered together in one spot. Sometimes the solder is attached to the steel. So sometimes it puts up a fight. I snip it on the one side opposite of the weld. Generally you can snap the weld loose. See, that one came loose. And there you have it. Nice little bits of copper. Throw them in your number 2 bucket. Flip it over. Do the same with the other side. I know some of you, oh, that's a lot of time, I can't be bothered, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, I am bothered. Why would you throw that in the shred? It comes out that easy, right? That goes in the shred bucket. And you got this part. Some of you guys like to smash the heck out of them. I don't. Generally that just comes off. You just peel it. As long as you got a fairly smooth edge on it. Well, that's a first. Hook onto that part with the copper. As long as there's a smooth edge on here, this stuff just pulls right off. Like you're doing like 4 windings in a row. You can, if you want, beat the hell out of them. I don't. It's a beautiful scrapper's gold. So then that part's got steel on it. I throw it in the shred bucket. You get all your lovely copper here. Nice, eh? Number 2 bucket. Some yards might claim it as number 1. I have no idea. My yards don't because they call it horsehair. Horsehair is too thin to claim as number 1. And then you got the other part that came out. I'd throw that in the irony aluminum bucket because it is aluminum with a little iron. Then you got this piece. That's the part that the whole thing turned on. This is extruded aluminum with a piece of tin and a little bearing. See the 2 little clips there? Stick it in your vise just to support it. You can probably do it by hand too. Small screwdriver. You pop the one side open, push it through, grab it from underneath. Now you have a piece of clean extruded. Very simple. You put it in your extrusion bucket. Like you couldn't ask for anything simpler than that. So just have an eye. Sometimes the little bearing in there will be brass. Generally not. They look like brass, but they can fool you. Almost definite. See, this is cast aluminum. That one could be brass, more likely. Generally, to pop that out, I use the shaft of the rotor because I want to check him right away. So there, got him out. See how that looks like brass? See? Look at that. But what's the chances that it's not? Pretty good. Oh, that one actually is brass, but see, he was in a cast aluminum. Now see, here's one that'll match the same. See how well it looks? We'll see if it is. I'm going to finish this one off right away. Get that little piece of tin out of there. Let's the screwdriver do a better job. There. Now it's clean cast. So we'll check this one. It looked like brass, didn't it? Flip it over. I'm going to do those little clips and make sure you're seeing all this. And I know it's hard to see. Everything's so tiny, but there's a little clip there. You just straighten it back up. Okay. Come on. We have the little brassy unit that you think is brass. See? Looks the same, doesn't it? Where'd my magnet go? Boom. Look at that. See? That's why you always got to check these little buggers. They look brassy, but they definitely aren't. Brass will not stick to a magnet. Don't care how many times you try it. Brass will not stick to a magnet. But that's what I'm doing. So I'm not going to bore you with taking them all apart. You saw it. So that's what I do. So the only thing you end up throwing in a shred bucket is the wee little piece that you knocked off of here, that piece of tin. See, now this one's riveted together, so it might also be brass. It's a higher end model. No, I can tell already it ain't brass. Oh, it is. Wow. Okay, well, see, I did think. And see, it looks the same color as the other one. That was steel. You just got this little piece riveted on here yet. I haven't seen one of these type before that had the little bits of steel completely riveted on. Generally, the rivets holding will be aluminum. It's just crimped. So that's extruded aluminum, clean. This is cast aluminum, clean. That means the other end of the motor, that one should be brass also. That one there. So this is the little rusty one that was in there. Check. But that depends on you if you want to go all the way and get as much as you can out of these motors. Yes, it is brass. A lot of you don't do anything with it. You put the whole thing in your motor bucket. Well, I say why? Because this already is worth more than the whole motor in the motor bucket. Motors are what, 20 cents a pound if you're lucky? That's 30 cents a pound cast aluminum. Copper is over $3 a pound for number 2. So 20 cents a pound versus split all up, irony aluminum is already worth more than motors. Extruded aluminum, you got that too, so look at that, I threw them in with it. That's already worth more than just motors, so yeah, you don't have the time, you don't have the time. Some of you are just grab and go. I am not one of those. My earnings depend on getting every penny out of these guys that I can. Oh, see that? Talking too much. I'll have to get it out later. I just threw my cast aluminum in with my extruded. I have to bring the bucket over here and dig it out. It's the problem with having a lot of stuff. If we took aluminum as all one flavor, it'd be easier on us scrapping people. I don't even see it in there now. Stuff disappeared pretty good. There they are. There's two of them. There we go. I did it. And sometimes these things, he decides if it's old sheet or extruded. I leave that alone. Because to me, I can't always tell. Sometimes I'll think it's extruded and it's not. And sometimes I'll think it's old sheet and it's extruded. And that's why I'm on this end and he's on that end. So that's what I'm doing. I don't want to hold you up any longer on that. Oh, that's already a 17-minute video. So now you know what I'm doing. Little update. Yeah, picked that up yesterday. We went into town, found the vacuum, found the barbecue. Had to get some stuff. So I got a couple vacuums. The woman that always wants these vacuums isn't calling back, so I'm gonna strip them down. I got one down there and a couple up there with the power heads. So it's all microwave stuff in there. See, inverters. Then you see all the turntable motors in here. They're all copper. Go for it. So like, subscribe, and share or not. Look at that, eh? It's looking good.